Hey y'all, it's my review for Married to Medicine, episode 3. So I've been reading the comments and it seems like y'all love the theme song just as much as I do. So without further ado, the song is a bop. Oh my god. 100 points for anybody in the chat who can name the song they ripped this off of, because it sounds just like something. I just can't put my finger on it. So we open with my fave, Dr. Simone, and she's meeting with Quad for dinner. She notices that Quad actually showed up to dinner on time and got there before her. And then production reminds us how Quad has always been late since she's been on this show. Now y'all, is it just me, but is Simone dressing better this season? As well as Dr. Heavenly. Look, let me find out they got stylists. And Simone's hair is laid. You better go on, doctor. So it looks like they're catching up on each other. They clearly have not spoken to each other since filming. So it looks like they're catching up on each other, and clearly they haven't talked to each other since they last filmed. Quad's nephew plotline just seems so much more authentic and endearing than Marlowe's. We see a little scene of her on the phone with her nephew, and he's telling her, make sure you let me know when you get home. So Simone is telling Quad that her son has his first steady girlfriend. He's telling her her name. And I'm assuming she told her that his girlfriend is Asian, and she says her name is Andrea. And Quad keeps saying, Andrea? Like, I never thought of that. Like, one name can have like two totally different pronunciations. Like, Andrea, 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 Andrea. Next scene we're with Toya, and I need production to stop it. Like, they're gonna keep reminding us that that's a rental house. They are too petty. So Contessa comes by and they're talking about Toya's self-care journey. Like, she said, like, I'm gonna make myself smile. I'm not gonna wait for my husband to do it because, you know, her husband is miserable right now. So, you know, she's doing this and that. Like, Contessa says in her confessional, like, Toya just, you know, doing what she wanna do. I do still low-key think that some of the ladies either envy or look down upon that Toya doesn't work or anything. She just, you know, she's a housewife. Like, Toya would be a perfect Real Housewife of Atlanta, but she works perfectly on this show too, I think, because she's messy. So now the topic is Heavenly, and apparently she said something about Toya on her YouTube channel that she don't like. Now, I remember when Toya and Contessa could not stand each other, but it looks like they've bonded on their hatred of Heavenly. And I agree with Contessa. I don't think Heavenly would appreciate if any of the ladies would talk about her marriage. And if y'all been watching Married to Medicine as long as I have, Heavenly rarely talks about her marriage. Here we go again with Heavenly's YouTube. This is the 3rd episode in a row. Again, what I think about this whole situation is Heavenly has been talking about the other ladies. Contessa only cares now because she's the one being talked about. So Contessa has the lovely idea to stage an intervention with Heavenly. Toya seems down for that idea, but then she wants to get Simone in on it too. So they get Simone on the line, they talking to her on speakerphone, and Contessa lays out her plan. So she wants to get all the ladies together, and she wants to compile a greatest hits of Heavenly's YouTube jabs at the other ladies, and then confront her about it. Now, Simone is asking, okay, so when you show her this, what happens if she does it again? Because she will. We cut to Simone in her confessional, and she's like, Heavenly doesn't care. She's like a wild bull that'll run you over. Now, I wouldn't say wild bull, I would say wild boar, because that's what she looks more so like. Like, look at Heavenly's face and just imagine those little, those tusks. Like, what's the little animal from the Lion King? Pumbaa? Yeah, I could totally see it. Simone then says, like, after she runs you over, she's gonna give you a fake apology and then do it all over again. I mean, we're in season 9. I'm not sure when Heavenly came into the picture. I want to say season 3 or 4. So she's been doing this a long time. So it looks like the 3 of them are down for this idea, and Contessa's just gonna invite the other ladies. Now, is this the best idea? Probably not, but they're making a TV show, so I'll allow it. Easily, Contessa can just confront Heavenly about it, but what fun is that? Next scene with Dr. Jackie, just overall being a boss bitch and just educating us. I enjoy this. Side note, it's a shame during the last BravoCon, like, I missed the entire cast of Married to Medicine because they had BravoCon split across 3 buildings, and I really had to choose which one I wanted to see. And I think they had it going on the same time as the Housewives of Atlanta panel, so I didn't get to see them, but hopefully coming up, I get to meet them. So next scene we're with Anila, and in this scene she's breaking to her kids that their nanny is leaving them. This is a very genuine scene. Like, the kids look actually pretty sad. Now, I've never had a nanny before, but I'm sure the attachment that a child has, I mean, to them is just like losing a parent. Her kid is so cute. My pinto beans. Oh, this is cute. Now see, Anila, these are the type of scenes we want from you. We want genuine, authentic scenes. Like, I actually felt something from watching this. Side note, is it just me or Anila's husband got a little bit more finer? Every time I see it, I'm going to acknowledge it. So next scene, we're at Toya's rental house and we're with Eugene. Eugene just looks so sad. I feel sorry for him. So since he's not a director anymore, he does more clinical work, whatever that means. So it's more hours, but he has to make up since it's not director money. So they're sitting down talking for a bit, and Eugene is just saying something has to change, because I'm guessing he's not feeling fulfilled in his work life. So he's thinking about diversifying his portfolio or his work life. He said something along the lines of that. Just something that he enjoys doing. And he says he planned on retiring at 65, but he's thinking maybe earlier. And he was like, oh, when's 55? When's 45? I was like, wait a minute. He's not 45 yet? I thought he was mid-40s. I hope he's not in his late 30s. Like, if he's not 45, I wonder how old is he? He gotta be 44 or something. He can't be 40. Yeah, he's definitely working too much. He needs to find a way to relax a bit. I know that Married the Medicine check gotta be good. They've been on for 9 seasons. Toya, though, her favorite pastime is spending money. Eugene's money. So I don't know. Like, they should be fine to where he don't have to be working so much. Oh my God. I totally forgot about this moment in the episode. So next scene, we are with Cecil and Simone, and they're meeting up with Omarosa, of all people. Now, I'm sorry. It's fuck that bitch for me, because I didn't forget. Like, she became a COON under the Orange Man administration. Now, even though she's an iconic reality show villain, I will never forget how she aided that dangerous, racist imbecile into office and cared more about her position than her own community, which she aided in setting back. She can go to hell. I don't care. Anyway, Simone's letting us know how she knows Omarosa. They've known each other since 2014. I'm thinking this is after The Apprentice, definitely. Anywho, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the timeline of what she was doing then. Like, was she still an evil, conniving wench? She's giving them advice on writing a book because her last book was a bestseller. I put Omarosa in the same file as Clarence Thomas, Candace Owens, and Christian Walker. Iconic COONs. Child, now we see Simone and Cecil in their confessional defending Omarosa, saying political party don't matter to them. Fuck that. Yes, the hell it does. Simone says she really is a good person. She's not. She's not. And I'll give it to Omarosa in this scene. She looks good. The hair is laid. She's dressed nice. Face is on point. But she's still an evil bad out of hell. I ain't forgot. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Child, they talking about this book. I don't care. Fast forward. Next scene is the night of Heavenly's intervention, hosted by Contessa at her house. She looks a dang fool in this lavender wig, and she says, Storm, really? Does she watch X-Men? When has Storm had lavender hair? A short lavender haircut at that. That wig looks synthetic as fuck. So Simone is the first one to arrive, and Contessa lets her know that only her, Simone, and Toya know what's going on. None of the other ladies know. So Toya arrives now, and I swear to God, if Contessa calls herself Storm one more time, I am going to scream. Contessa is really excited to expose Heavenly. Ain't no exposing to me. They all know Heavenly ain't shit. Child, so they plan on taking everybody's phones so they won't give Heavenly a heads up. So as all the other ladies are arriving, Toya is going to be the one to let them know that they have to surrender their phone. Let's see how that goes. So Anila's the first to arrive, and of course she questions why she has to give up her phone. But she puts it in the bucket anyway because she's pretty easygoing. So Quad is next, and of course Toya tries to tell her to put her phone in the bucket, Quiet ain't about to listen to Toya. So then she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just turn around then. And just walks out the door. So Toya's like, okay, and just goes back into the kitchen and lets the other ladies know, oh yeah, Quad tried to come in, but she didn't want to surrender her phone, so I turned her around. So the other ladies go and chase after Quad in the driveway. Again, this happens with Dr. Jackie. So Toya expects her to surrender her phone, a doctor that is usually on call 24/7. I don't blame Dr. Jackie for turning around. So again, Toya's just like, okay, and just goes back into the kitchen and lets them know Jackie came. So now you have Simone running out in the driveway to get Jackie back. Wait a minute, I just realized what Simone is wearing. What? I don't think I like that. This yellow and red situation, it's giving Ronald McDonald. So all the ladies are there with the exception of Heavenly, and then they all go down to the movie theater space, and Contessa lets them know that this is an intervention for Heavenly's channel. Immediately when Quad finds it out, she says, y'all some low down, dirty ass people. I mean, you can hear a pin drop when she let the ladies know, and Anila ain't down for it either. She says she doesn't feel comfortable with this. So Heavenly arrives, no one's at the door, so she just lets herself in, and meanwhile, Quad is letting them know why they are all low down and dirty, because it's an ambush on someone, and it's not going to be productive. I think what Contessa could have done was to let all the other ladies know so she can get their input, not just tell the people that don't fuck with Heavenly. So as they're going back and forth about why this is a bad idea, Heavenly walks into the room and it is silent and awkward. The looks on all their faces, especially Anila and Jackie. Lord, so it all makes sense. So we find out that Contessa got that lavender wig, that plastic lavender wig from Heavenly's wig line. It makes so much sense. And here I thought those wigs were for dead people. This is so funny. Because she has no idea what's about to happen. And Quad's like, would you like a drink? Let me make you a drink. I am really enjoying this episode, y'all. So they all sit down and get comfortable, and Contessa press play. So it's just one insult after the other playing. It's just different clips of Heavenly insulting the women. Heavenly is just laughing. Ooh, I hate her laugh and the way she talks. Oh man, like this is not the reaction I thought it was gonna be, but she is just hollering. She thinks this is funny. And she's the only one laughing too. My neighbors probably hate me. Not Quad sitting in the back taking notes. Oops, so in one of those clips, I mean, Heavenly's talking about Quad with Anila there, and Anila's like, oh yeah, well, fillers will do this. Quad is sitting across from Anila. She's like, I don't wear fillers. I'm the youngest, prettiest bitch here. Like, she was serious. And then Anila looked like she got the fear of God on her face. I have fillers too. And Quad is the one in her corner. I mean, she has literally talked about everybody in the room. So in the last clip, she's talking about Contessa's marriage. And I mean, she's saying some pretty harsh things, but then she says, and that's right, I ain't saying anything wrong yet. So the clip show ends, I mean, you can hear a pin drop, and Heavenly tells Contessa, so that's what you're doing, Contessa? Instead of just picking up the phone and calling me, you doing this? And Contessa stands up and says, oh wait, you said it. You said it. So you tell me. Here we go. Here we go. It's not starting out productive at all. So it looks like Heavenly is aggravated after all that cackling. It looks like she's about to get up and leave. They're going back and forth. Heavenly's trying to defend herself. Everyone else is just sitting back in silence and observing. Like, the only other person talking is Toya. Heavenly even doubles down and says everything she said in those clips, she meant it. So now Toya and Heavenly going at it. Toya's like, you need to stay out of my marriage, and you're trifling for it. Simone then tries to mediate the situation and asks, is there any way we can just talk this out? Heavenly is over it. She says, all of y'all motherfuckers talk about everybody. Now, that's true, but Heavenly talks about all of them on a public platform. That's just like me getting on my YouTube and just unloading on my friends. Now, if I complain about anybody in my life on my channel, it's anonymous. I would never do that to friends. Now, Patreon, have I ever done that? No, it just be ninjas that I be dating. It would never be my friends. I would never put my friends on blast, but Heavenly has no problem doing that. Heavenly then says, it was funny. And then Contessa just loses. You can hear her voice breaking. My marriage is not funny. Ooh, it has gone off the rails. So Heavenly walks out the theater. Contessa runs right after her. They are face to face. Like Contessa is booted up in Heavenly face. Like she want to knock her ass out. Where's security? Well, yeah, I don't think they have security or anything. Where's production to push them back? They are yelling at each other. I mean, Heavenly's trying to hug Contessa, but Contessa is at that volume like she was last season. I don't mean to laugh. You did this! Let me go! Let me go! Y'all hear this? Everyone else is back in the theater just sitting in silence as they're just yelling bloody murder outside the door. Simone is like, shouldn't someone go out? Jackie's like, I think they need to handle it. What if these two women go to blows outside? Why is Contessa so angry? I get the disappointment, but Heavenly's not the cause of her marriage being on the rocks. She just, spoke her opinion about it. Not even Toya has that energy, and I think, she got the worst from Heavenly. You did this! Oh, Lord. How many minutes we got? Okay, we got 4 minutes. They go back into the theater where the other ladies are, and they're still arguing. We cut to Heavenly in her confession, and she's saying Contessa is the one that put all this information about her marriage out there, and she's just critiquing it. I get that, but making jokes at Contessa's expense as well as saying your unwarranted opinion, publicly. I mean, I see why she's angry, but this type of vitriol she's yelling at Heavenly, it's a little weird. I actually agree with Heavenly a little bit in this situation. You need to be mad at your husband because you're taking out some anger on him onto Heavenly. So Contessa flips Heavenly off and walks out the room, and then Simone goes after her. I'm guessing she heard something Heavenly said, and Contessa goes charging back, and Simone's doing her best to hold her. Contessa is strong. Whatever Simone's trying to do to hold her back is not working. Simone is now trying her best to calm Contessa down. Contessa is on 1,000 right now. So now we're with the other ladies talking to Heavenly. Anila, she's kind of being a Me Too right now. She's like, this was fucked up what they did. And Jackie's just trying to tell Heavenly, you gotta stop slinging mud in this situation and just talk to Contessa. But Heavenly's too mad because of the ambush Contessa organized. So now Heavenly's had enough and she storms out. I think she tells Toya to kiss her ass. Then she tells Simone to her face she's a flip-flopping bitch as she organized this with Toya's dumb ass. We then cut to Quad in her confessional saying this was just to get Heavenly back. Heavenly talked about you like a dog. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with this. I think it just could have been... I'm fine with the intervention. I just think they could have had a more productive conversation afterwards than more so blaming than just asking, why are you doing this to us? So now all the ladies are just arguing amongst each other. You have Quad just saying this was a bad idea, Anila saying it's a bad idea, and Toya's defending the idea. So then we see Heavenly letting herself out Contessa's house. The screen goes black, and it's a to be continued. That is where the episode ends, y'all. I really enjoyed this. This was a great palate cleanser from that shitty ass Atlanta episode. Now this, ladies, is what I signed up for on Married to Medicine. It took them 3 episodes, but I am clocked in. I enjoyed this a lot. Please let me know what y'all think and whose side are y'all on. Do y'all think the intervention was a good idea? Or are y'all on Quad and Anila's side thinking this was not effective at all and they shouldn't have done it? With that, I gotta hurry up and edit these videos. It is Tuesday. I don't want y'all mad at me. He putting out these videos late again. So with that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.